Hello everyone and welcome to another high-low game of Age of Empires. Today, forget about the Montagues and Capulets, move aside Hatfields and McCoys. We've got a real feud of Archer versus Counter-Archer Hunter versus Gatherer on our hands as Nicov, playing as the Goths in blue, prepares to take on MbL, playing as the Britons in red. Now all the players herd their herdables, explore their explorables, and try to get their butts up to Feudal Age ASAP. Not a bad opportunity for us to take a look at the two civilizations we will be watching today. Now, the Goths are about as single-minded as a civilization can get in this game by pushing its players to worship at the altar of one military building and one military building alone. I am, of course, referring to the barracks. Gothic barracks do start the game working 20% faster than normal and can be upgraded to work more than 200% faster than normal, which is great for the Goths to start pumping out units because they do get 10 extra population space in the Imperial Age, capping out at 210 versus the usual 200. Now, all Gothic infantry units get progressively cheaper all the way up to Imperial when they're discounted by a massive 35%, and all of those infantry units do come with a progressive attack bonus against buildings, which makes them quite good at taking down castles, structures, and basically everything in the late stages of the game. Now, the Goth barracks itself can be upgraded to train their unique unit, the Huskarl. This is a decent infantry unit with one set of very important skills: killing archers. Huskarls come with a big attack bonus against archers and base pierce armor that makes them basically immune, invincible against most archer fire in the game. Now, to support a big hungry population, Goth hunters, looking at you. Well, not the elephant, but the ones hunting the elephant. They are stronger, they carry more, and their hunt lasts 20% longer. Now, Loom is also researched in under a second for the Goths, so they are harder to kill right from the very beginning of the game, although Nicov hasn't researched Loom just yet, unless he managed to somehow make it not cost 50 gold. Now, let's take a look at the Britons, played by MbL in red, whose scout is heading here towards the Gazelles, or on an exploration mission. We are about to find out. A civilization built around supporting its ranged units. Briton archery ranges work 10% faster. Their foot archers, except for skirmishers, do get free extra range starting in castle and then even more in imperial. And if that's not enough range for you, all of their foot archers can be upgraded to get even more. Now, all of this vitamin R is fantastic news for their unique unit, the longbowman. This is a pretty decent foot archer that comes with a massive 12 range when fully upgraded. Think bombard cannon, except it's a foot archer. Now, Briton Trebs are also some of the most powerful and dangerous in the game because they can be upgraded to do blast damage and have 100% accuracy against stationary units. Now, to help the Britons support their military endeavors, their town centers do come in at a 50% wood discount, and their shepherds, not really any shepherds working at the moment, but if we saw any shepherds, they would be working 25% faster than normal. So, like I said, we've got Archer versus Counter Archer. We've got Hunter versus Gatherer. And we've got one of the classic matchup, classic feuds of Age of Empires, similar to the Franks and the Saracens, the Teutons and the Mongols, harkening back to Age of Kings. Man, this is going to be a fun one. MbL, Nicov, two fantastic players, two fantastic civilizations. And let's take a look at the map itself and see the attack path between the two bases, as it looks like our Goth is starting to head south. Let's see if he discovers when or how his opponent's base should be any second now. Sees a house, sees a gold, and knows exactly where MbL is. Ooh, if this was Feudal Age, he would have seen the scout, but sees him nonetheless, as I think MbL also did see that scout. He's definitely going to see these two, or maybe not definitely. No, he definitely does see these two militiamen moving across the map. So, attack path, as we can see, used by Nicov already. Pretty straightforward. Couple of forests in the way, a little bit of secondary gold for our Briton, but let's take a very quick look at our Gothic base. Berries to the back, gold to the back, extra gold and stone. 3 out of 5 resources located here on the left side of the base, and 2 of the remaining tertiary gold, secondary stone off to the right. Forward portion of the base, to be fair, the forests are not bad. Not exactly super duper close, but not bad at all in terms of walling this off. Nicov opting to go for a bit of a funnel wall off at the moment, not really wanting to expend the wood for these longer wall offs in the forward position. Speaking of the forward position, as he is already pressing in, he's 5 villagers ahead, but he is also a minute and 40 seconds behind when it comes to going up to Feudal. Our Britons going to hit it first on a whopping 17 villager build here for MbL. He knows something we don't know as he plops down a stable. Let's take a look at where his resources are. Secondary, tertiary gold, both in the very exposed, very open forward position here. Primary stone off to the back and to the right. Primary gold off to the back and to the left. So not a bad location for that. Extra stone off campus as well. So MbL has a bunch of his resources more in the forward position, whereas Nicov has them kind of forward, but also off to the side, including his primary stone. But he does have that secondary secure a lot more than MbL does. In terms of forests, also 4, but unlike Nicov, doesn't really have anything in the very, very forward position. Has this one kind of flanking the left side. But let's see. Forests playing absolutely no role at the moment as our Goth begins walling himself in. Remember, Goths do not get stone walls. Not that we would have seen stone walls in the Feudal Age. Pro players notoriously and famously allergic to spending 5 stone per wall segment in the Feudal Age, probably also in the Castle Age. And unlike the Cumans, whose palisades come with more HP, this is just a basic palisade wall. Although, I believe in the latest, what do we want to call it? Patch, upgrade? I never know exactly what to call it. I'm a bit old school. I want to say upgrade, but I think it's known as a patch. Wait a second. All of a sudden, Nicov gets wiped off the face of the earth. All 3 of his units die. All 3 of MbL survive. That is not good. But wait a second. Follow-up Spearman. If only you were here a minute ago, maybe even 10 seconds ago, you could have helped your brothers out. But that is neither here nor there. What I was about to say is I think, didn't the Palisade walls recently get extra pierce armor? Thanks to the patch that came out a few days ago. And what a patch it is, by the way. F you to the Romans. Everyone gets Scorpion. The developers went into full Oprah mode when it comes to Scorpions with ballistics. So, hello 9-range Scorpions from the Khmer with ballistics. Hello Celtic Scorpions, which if you follow any accounts on Reddit, or if you're a member of the AoE2 Reddit community, you'll see a lot of posts, people playing on Arena, where their Celt opponent literally just builds 25 to 30 Scorpions, and ain't nothing gonna touch that. Somebody even tried to go bombard cannon against it, but the slow firing of the bombard cannon basically wasn't completely useless against the Celtic Scorpions. I'm worried about Mongol Scorpions with drill, but more importantly, I'm worried about Ballista Elephants and Khmer Scorpions. And I'm a little sad for the Romans. When the Romans came out, everyone was talking about, oh, big pay to play, blah, blah, blah. Their infantry is going to be OP. And they've been kind of a lackluster civilization. Even though they've got some of the craziest, most powerful bonuses, I think, in the game. I mean, what the hell do you do against Comitatenses? Your units train faster. They come with attack bonuses. You mix in a Centurion. All of a sudden, your infantry moves and attacks even faster. I mean, it's pretty bonkers, the Romans. But they have not been doing too well on rank ladder, I don't think. And so the developer said, you know what? We're just going to remove their ballistics feature, and the community can take it or leave it, whatever the hell they want. For now, 2 more kills added to the Briton notches. MbL, by the way, keeping the pressure on this side of the map, has amassed 500 food. Nicov has gone up to 400. Villager count has stabilized. 33 for our Goth, 33 for our Briton. Army counts are also 5 to 6 as Nicov gets his first kill of the game. It looks like that arrow from the archery range is kind of plunked down into that scout unit's face. Got a high chase. Wait a second. 16 HP versus a full health lion. And he's heading straight for skirmishers. Ooh, we got to keep an eye on that. You know how much I love my Mother Nature kills. Okay. Whatever happens between blue and red. Okay, they're disengaging, I see on the minimap. Oh my god. Oh my god, so Nicov has as many kills as this lion at the moment, and he is heading south with a not so super duper scary army of a few half-dead skirmishers as spearmen. That being said, our Briton, he's nowhere close to even being able to defend this unless he is fully walled in, and I believe MbL is fully walled in right now. And these skirmishers, I don't think are going to be able to reach these lumberjacks. Both players heading up to Castle Age, so we didn't see a lot of Feudal Age skirmishers. We didn't skirmishes. Pardon me. We saw a lot of Feudal Age skirmishers, but we didn't see that much skirmishing in the Feudal Age. Villager or town center? Town center gets the kill, and MbL says, I am undeterred. I know I just lost the scout, but I need to explore. I need to see what the heck you have here with my extra line of sight on my Feudal Age scouts. So let me in. Even though it seemed like he was kind of hesitating there. He wanted to move out, then he moved back in. We'll see what kind of scouting he can get done. He'll see the gold mining operation. He'll see the lumberjacking of his opponent. Is MbL planning to be hyper aggressive here? What's the point of all this scouting if you're not going to follow it up with anything? He is fully... Villager on the other side of the tracks. Uh-oh. That being said, Nicov is ahead of Villager. He's down a couple of army count. And the Villager's going left. Sneaky, sneaky. All right, let's see what MbL plans on doing with that Villager as a Spearman lies dead. Man, skirmishers with their +3 attack bonus against Spearmen absolutely wreck that counter cavalry unit in this stage of the game. But I'm not too sure once scout. Scouts, spearmen, skirmishers. Man, it is a alliterative confusion here for yours truly. I'm not sure one. I'm not sure even two can take this army on right now. That being said, sneaky, sneaky villagers. Siege workshop for our Briton. Unfortunately, the Briton is pushing our Goths straight into the line of sight. Oh, no. No, why did you do that? Now, Nicov has seen it. Nicov, by the way, is going full-on skirmishers. He is expecting archer units, and instead he is probably going to be met with a mangonel, and he is probably going to be not very happy to be meeting with a mangonel, although right now there's not really anything because MbL doesn't have the gold, just needs a few more bars of gold. Okay, now he's got the gold. Where's the mangonel? This kind of looks like a soda bottle cap. What is that? I've never noticed that teal condom on the battering ram log. That sounds like something that would be prime for a joke by yours truly. Unfortunately, no joke is this dead villager. Nicov gets the first Vil kill of the game. As, yep, it is indeed a mangonel and knights that are popping out for our Briton. Not, potentially not that scary of an army against the Goths, whose, remember, infantry are currently 30% off. Pikemen, not that expensive at all, but our Goth, very cocky. Places a town center, loses a villager, gets literally stoneballed to the face. And our Briton is here. He is laying siege right as he is plopping down his second TC next to the stone. Okay, will he go for stone or wood? Will we see a castle play or will we see more and more siege? Definitely seems like siege with bowsaw being gotten here for, or pardon me, for, that's the Goth. Brain fart moment of the day. My apologies. One mangonel is out for red. Two more are being trained. So the skirmishers will be able to shoo away the crossbowmen. Unfortunately, the two knights, no upgrades on them, and two mangonels mean that Nikov's army is in a very much a good amount of trouble here. And how much will he invest in defending this town center? He's going up to a mangonel of his own. No further mangonels are being trained. Has the wood for it. And there we go. Plops the wood down. Down payment for a mangonel. He's going to need to get fantastic shots. Forget the crossbowmen. They will tickle away at the HP. They're not the big threat right now. Ooh, nice preemptive shot. Nice preemptive shot out of blue. But now you're facing three mangonels and you've got skirmishers. I love that MbL is using one of these mangonels to zone out Nikovs while two of them hammer away at this DC. This would be an absolute amazing get. Nikov's repairing it with one villager. Mutually assured destruction as the mangoes kill each other. Another villager runs into the center inexplicably and then gets rockball to the face. Now the Britons feel confident. They know that you cannot garrison units inside a structure that has 20% of its HP or less. Or pardon me, less than 20%. So they are supremely confident that they can move forward here because no way Nicov can garrison villagers to attack them. This is just game knowledge in a nutshell here for MbL, who destroys the TC. Second one is going up. Unlike the Britons, Nicov is paying full price. His crossbowmen, by the way, with Bodkin, you would think it would have 7 range, but remember, these are Britons, so they get a free +1 range boost. So they are at 8, but one knight is dead. No replacement knight being trained. No ballistics for any player here, which means these skirmishers are going to miss the knights every time they shoot. Now, this area has been preemptively pulled and emptied by our Goth, who continues to suffer villager losses. 5 currently, going to go up to 6, maybe not. Oh, he's not pulling them fast enough. There is nothing in Nikov's army composition that can deal with this, but getting a scout with a mangonel? That was a baller move out of our Goth, who is trying to plop down a second siege workshop, by the way, so he can start contesting the output, because he has gone, I'm not going to say Phosphoru build, but Phosphoru logic, wood and gold. And so with wood and gold uncontested, you can pump out a huge amount of mangonels, and if you can pump out more mangoes than your opponent with 2 siege workshops to 1, well, then you can actually outnumber, beat, and overrun your opponent and save the day here. Because like we saw in the beginning, 3 of the 5 resources are here. MbL choosing the perfect place, the absolute perfect place to press on this Gothic base. This Gothic base, which by the way is losing more and more mangonels as we speak. Repair, repair, repair. Behind us, it looks like MbL is adding a 3rd TC. Did the mangonel kill the villager as well? Oh, villager mutually assured destruction here. Yeah, he did. Look at the villager dead here. And another mangonel down. Nicov, he is taking the shit end of these trades here. Oh my god, another mangonel falls. Maybe wait, maybe stop streaming them one at a time. You've got plenty of villagers. You're only down 6 villagers. Army count is 24 to 14, but 24 of it, more than half, is just crossbowmen, a single scout, and a knight. Oh, good opportunity for blue. Finally, is that his first mangonel kill that wasn't immediately followed up? No, it wasn't, because it was immediately followed up by this kill, and his skirmishers get pancaked. Ouch. What an amazingly aggressive game out of MbL. Wow, I shouldn't say I knew. I suspected. You can never really know. When he lost that one scout and then he backed out a little bit, but then went full on in, that he was scouting for a reason. And having seen 3 of the 5 resources, 1, 2, 3, primary gold and primary stone. Ugh, when they're so close together, it's like moth to a flame. Pardon me, moth to a flame. There's the dyslexia. It's like a flame. No, that is the right expression. Yeah, it's like a moth to a flame. This is the flame. This is the moth. Pardon me. I had my expression right in the beginning. MbL drawn to this location immediately. Would love to see some follow-up infrastructure out of him, although he did lose that villager here in a spectacular fashion, ending the game, by the way, in a spectacular fashion with a skirmisher bloody pancake. No, that's not maple syrup. That is pure 100% Gothic blood on the ground, and he's about to lose this mangonel as well to the knight. Only 1 villager in this TC is not going to be able to fire enough arrows to save that mangonel. Neither is this 1 villager going to be able to repair it, and he has been pressed back. He still has a good amount of gold here. Who's getting who? How much gold is here? 2,200 gold isn't terrible, but psychologically, I mean, losing mangonel after mangonel after mangonel after mangonel over and over and over again cannot be a pleasant feeling. Sometimes you're just off your game. Sometimes your opponent is just on their game. And sometimes you lose 5 mangonels to your opponent's 1. And I love that he built a second siege workshop as a very defensive, I'm going to outnumber you and I'm just going to secure. Let me look at how many lumberjacks are working here. This is crazy town. Look at this. Even more up here. And by the way, he's got more safe wood secure over here and over here. I love that he walled this in. He might want to just delete this 1 house and just plop down villagers, although he can plop them here to the north portion of the forest. So wood is not a problem. Gold for now, not a problem. 2,200 gold is enough for what? What's 22 divided by 135? I'm not that good at math. 16 mangonels? 15 mangonels, let's say. The problem is, it doesn't matter if you build 100 mangonels. If you lose 5 to every one of your opponent, it is never going to end well. And I think the the loss of the last mangonel here for him is just too psychologically damaging. And look at his gold. He does have enough for 3 and golden wood for 3 more mangonels. Unfortunately, what he doesn't have is the time or the patience or the ability to take on MbL. MbL just on another level this game. Super duper aggressive. I love the adding in of the knights. I wonder if that was just to counter the mangonels that he thought were going to come out to counter his mangonels. No monks for anybody, but MbL, literally from the first kills of the game, those 3 kills here has just been non-stop aggressing. I love that he sent his villager left and up this way, sneaky like on the left side once he saw these 3 resource patches. I mean, look, I'm reading a lot into what MbL is doing. Maybe he just rolled the dice and said, hey, I kind of like the left side versus the right side in this today. I don't know why. Maybe I woke up on the left side of the bed and I kind of felt like going left. But I suspect that this level Elo has more to do with the location of these 3 resources in this Bermuda Triangle of resources. But maybe I'm reading too much into it. Let me know what you think. But wow, MbL. Amazing play out of him. 6. I mean, look at this. 9 mangonels to 6. And there are currently only 3 mangonels on the field, which means MbL lost 3 mangonels. Nicov trained 9 and he's got 1 on the field. So he lost 8. 3 to 8. So not exactly a 1 to 5 ratio, but more than 1 to 2. Almost 1 to 3 mangonel kills. Absolutely epic. And skirmishers versus crossbowmen, we saw skirmishers also at the end of the day getting pancaked. And I wonder why we didn't get to see any kind of infantry in the, not right now. Obviously right now, infantry is definitely not going to help against this many crossbowmen, but earlier on, when he saw the siege workshop, remember, MbL made a little bit of a mistake here when he was chasing those skirmishers with that scout, and he was chasing them to the left. And by chasing them to the left, they got vision of the siege workshop. So Nicov saw this coming from a mile away. It wasn't completed when he saw it. It was still under construction, which gave him time to respond. Had MbL just left those skirmishers and maybe moved the scout to the right, maybe they would have chased to the right. Maybe all of a sudden mangonels would show up unannounced, unexpected. But what a good bit of luck there for Nicov to have been pushed by MbL left and have seen that siege workshop. So a lot of little fun things happening in this game. Peak APM, Nicov, Hera level in the middle of the game. MbL, ooh, look at that, 928, 930. We're going to have to go back and see what exactly was happening at that stage of the game. Resources collected, game wasn't really very long. So less than 1,000 resource difference, about 600 and some odd, 700. It looks like our Briton was getting ready to castle drop. A bit more gold, food almost identical, a bit more wood. A big surprise for our Goth with literally his entire economy being shifted to wood. No conversions, 3 raisings, 30 kills to 14. Although a 10th of that is pretty much right here. Actually, a 5th of that is right here. So not the highest kill count game, not perhaps the biggest of armies, but let that be a lesson. If you spawn with 3, sometimes we've seen even 4 of your 5 original resource patches clumped, secure that area. And I'm not sure that a town center here, literally up against the palisades, is the way to secure it. But in any event, not going to tell these players how to play. What an absolute fun game. And let's see what the hell happened here at 928 and 933, that both players had their peak APM. No, it was this little tiny battle? Let's see. We're approaching 928. Let's do it in slow motion here. We have 5 seconds. Okay. So both players playing with their scouts, a little bit of a carousel, loop-de-loop, running around in circles with their scouts. Okay, so that's their peak APM. That's funny. That's actually pretty funny. I would laugh, except I would start coughing up a lung because my voice is still not 100%. You hear a lot about that long COVID. Now I'm experiencing it. My goodness. I have been having coughing fits for like the last 2-3 weeks. I've taken antibiotics, zinc. I've taken everything imaginable, magnesium, everything under the sun. Tried home remedies, tried antibiotics, and it is still not going away. But in any event, it's neither here nor there. You're not here to hear me complain about my health. The point is, I would have been laughing. And look at the loop de loop. Look at this. Look at them. They're just running around. Let's do that a little bit fast speed. The Benny Hinn or whatever it is soundtrack. In any event, silliness aside, fantastic game out of MbL, putting on a good amount of aggression, pinpointing exactly where to put the aggression, and then taking the absolute greatest of trades. 3-8 mangonels is just absolutely devastating. And with that better trade out, it is MbL who is victorious. Our Goth falls to the Archer civilization, but GG truly to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.